Since you guys seemed to enjoy the last time I made a project about closeted furries who enjoy hurting other people, I decided to make another. This conversation was also likely held by
Dennis Whitten
and
Jonathan Soderstrom,
the two who composed the development studio behind the first Hotline Miami game. The second game would later be known as Hotline Miami 2, Wrong Number, featuring the same fun combat with new faces and more dilemmas for the player to think on, while having a Pulp Fiction-like timeline of events. But you're not here for any of that. You want to see how practical I think these freaks would be in an actual fight, and who am I to turn you away? I'll be ranking all the characters on practicality. But before we can move to the next game in the series, we need to go back. Biker is the second playable character in Hotline Miami 1 that I glossed over because I like the blonde guy more and I didn't have the supplies to do him justice. The same is true now, but that's not important. Similar to Jacket, he stands at around 6 foot, but very much unlike the chicken, Biker is a party animal dressed in brown shoes, jeans, a white shirt, pink puffer vest, and his iconic cyan helmet. His weapon of choice is a cleaver with 3 throwing knives, and I'm gonna level with you right now. If someone swings a cleaver into your neck a good few inches, it's over. The throwing knives, however, spike up issues. My accuracy is dog shit, but even looking at a man who is good at throwing knives, it's apparent hitting someone in the head is difficult, not to mention if they're running at you with a bat or a shotgun. I was originally worried about it not being able to do enough damage to at least critically wound someone, but after a few Google searches, I'd say it's not too much of a stretch to say you can kill a guy with a thrown cleaver. It would just be hard to hit that shot while dodging gunfire and rabid dogs. I will, however, give credit to his helmet. While it does mess with his vision a little, it's not as bad as a rubber mask. If he were to get punched in it, I think he'd be less hurt than if he was wearing nothing at all, so props for that. Overall, I give him a B. Now, on to the next game. Kicking off our next game as our first protagonist and man of analysis is Martin Brown, aka the Pig Butcher. Known for Land of the Trees and being kind of insane, he portrays Jacket in a slasher flick as an overweight man in black shoes, gray sweatpants, and a wife beater with a pig mask. Martin, you ugly fuck. I have several issues with you. First of all, how are you gonna pull up to the murder function with the fit of a Discord mod? And the rubber pig mask would suffer from the same issues as the chicken one. While I'm on the topic, I saw the comments of the last video mention a lot of ways to fix the side issues and sick flips of the rubber mask, and I'll be honest, this is on me. For some reason I got it in my head that all of the masks used in Hotline Miami are rubber ones, like the ones you'd find on Amazon. It was also convenient for the video. However, several people pointed me to Payday 2 masks, which use several straps to keep them in place. This would fix the shaking issues and flipping ones too, but I still have to dock points because the peripheral vision of the wearer is still decreased. Back to topic, being an actor he has no formal training unlike Jacket, and hasn't been in fights like Biker. Plus, he is overweight and out of shape, so beating several cops to death would be a sluggish and extremely cardio-heavy workout, and being out of breath would make him even less effective. We can't forget the fact that also, every big character only uses one hand for shotguns. I get that you might think it's cool, but you only think that till your wrists turn into spaghetti. For Martin, I give an F. His outfit is actually better in temperature regards though, so there's at least one positive. On to the fans, I'm gonna go from left to right in the character selector, starting with Corey. Corey, with her white shoes, orange pants, purple knee pads, and green jacket along with her zebra mask, do a lot of cool shit, like this sick-ass flip and whatever this is in the comics. Now, here I would put her height approximation, and I swear to God, she's just a little shorter than the guys. And I have concluded she's somewhere around 5'9", and I'll leave it at that. First of all, I don't know how the hell she does her flip with the giant zebra face sticking out. As for experience, she was in the military conflict with Jacket, but it's made clear the fans are not at the same caliber. Still, she does have some formal training, so she gets to chill with her idol in the C tier. Tony, my man. What the fuck? I'm getting ahead of myself. First, we need to check the drip. Tony is dressed in combat pants, knee pads, tan body armor, and round boots, along with his tiger mask he stole from Jacket. While the mask has the same shortcomings as all the others, the body armor is what makes me take another look. Kevlar was available to buy in 1991, so this could genuinely be a ballistics vest. Very disappointing. We've gone over the fans' training, but clearly Tony either snorts creatine or a girl dumped him. But my god, what gives you the biceps to explode a man's head like you're the Punisher? No, not that one. That one. After further analysis, he does wear spiked brass knuckles, and you know what? Fuck it. I'll call it a verified strategy. As for charging at his enemies, probably not. His refusal of guns, though, is a tad silly, but frankly, I'm scared he's gonna hurt me, so B tier. Alex, standing at 5'9" with soccer gear, green shirt, dark green pants, orange knee pads, and brown shoes. I'm not even gonna mention it. You know my qualm with these things by now. But the soccer gear is what really confuses me. It sure as hell is not gonna stop any rounds, and I could see it possibly helping with close attacks, but still, get it out of my sight. Her chainsaw. Oh boy, her chainsaw. I admit, chainsaws are cool and fun, but counterpoint, these things suck at cutting through people. Slow if you're doing any form of chopping in half, and they get stuck on clothing constantly. Unfortunately, no amount of military service turns chainsaws into people-cutting tools. But John, you may say, clearly this is more of a game mechanic rather than a well-thought-out and realistic form of being a vigilante. And you would be right. But this video was a nitpicky mess from the beginning, and I don't plan to stop. It pains me to say, but D tier. Last, but not least, we have
My name is Markiplier.
donning a bear mask with another tack vest full of presumably paper with a blue shirt underneath, along with black pants and brown shoes. I will take points off, however, for the mask, because of course, and dual wielding. The MP5s that he uses are known for their low recoil, and Mark does seem like a strong guy, but still, dual wielding like that's gonna make your accuracy go to shit, especially when using full auto. For that, he goes into the C tier. Richter is yet another poor bastard persuaded by 50 blessings to commit acts of violence against the Russian mafia, and even Jacket himself, donning a rat mask, green coat with cyan accents, some jeans, and white shoes. Wait, enhance. My god, perhaps the first character with full gloves, or truly involving. Okay, let's get it out of the way. Mask isn't ideal. Apart from that, his outfit is just fine. I don't see anything too weird or just annoying to deal with, so C for the rat guy. Perfectly normal. Look, I don't like this guy. My reason? But this isn't about being a racist piece of shit. This is about his practicality at doing his job, and oh my. I think this speaks for itself. Okay, fine. I'll talk about it. Most of the masks I can see as actual masks and can be improved to be easier to use, but the snake one just confuses the hell out of me. Also, dude is overweight and out of shape, which means he is weaker than others listed above and has a more difficult time doing his tasks. His nail gun wouldn't be able to kill, as seen in Mythbusters, and Dallas. We're not going to talk about this again. For all this and slight bias, F tier. In Hotline Miami 2, they let you play as the bad guys from the last game as the Sun and the Henchmen, rebuilding their empire after what Jacket did. These two are definitely the most flashy, sporting a gold chain along with their white suits and blue shirts. Now, for the first time in the video, we have people with full vision without any impurities. Just for that alone, A tier. I joke, but only slightly. Fighting in a suit isn't too bad. I say this with slight experience, and also because just look at the Yakuza series. Look at this guy. Stop drooling. Honestly though, they're completely fine, which is better than what I can say for most of these. Now, with that being said, I will have to demote the Sun for dual wielding. For how strong you think you are, you're gonna look like that one guy from Pulp Fiction when you try to shoot people. Because I've brought up experience before, these two seem perfectly capable of holding themselves and seem to be in good shape. A tier for the Henchmen, and B tier for the Sun. Beard is a veteran of the Hawaiian conflict, stationed in an elite task force alongside a lot of people, but importantly for us, Jacket. This means he is highly skilled and is, if not better, than the protagonist of the first game. He also pops up a lot in that game as a great friend. We love Beard. From what I've seen in game, he's wearing the standard uniform for the US military in 1985. Nothing too much to say about that. As a matter of fact, there's not much to say in general. He's just Jacket, but a lot more chill with luscious locks. And for that, and mostly his experience, he goes into S. Manny Pardo is a detective looking into cases with the Miami Mutilator, and has occasional run-ins with a familiar group of masked freaks. Evan Wright is a writer studying the murders that Jacket committed and is friends with Manny Pardo, who constantly tells him to write about the much cooler and more Sigma male Miami Mutilator. Why are these two grouped up? Because I don't have enough to say about Manny. I mean, he's just a detective in the 80s. Brother has so many unreported police shootings, it's crazy, and honestly, I don't see anything too wrong with him. He's just wearing what the Russians wear, except a lot less cool. Evan is where things get interesting though. He is the one character that doesn't kill. Well, unless you make him. He unloads guns and non-lethally uses pipes and bats. While again making for interesting gameplay, if he meets a Russian with an AK down hall he can't immediately reach, it's over. He goes into B tier for doing the right thing, while Pardo goes in A. And with that, we've done it. We've put all the Hotline Miami playable characters on one tier list, based on their practicality in the real world. Sort of. Feel free to throw it in the trash, as you guys seem a lot smarter than me, and I'm sure there are some things I overlooked. Before we end this off, however, there is one last thing I have to test for all of these people.